Today, we are going to discuss about the chapter 2 in history, that is the establishment of a company power. It means establishment of East India Company's power in India. You all know that the East Indian Company came to India for a purpose of trade and not for the purpose of ruling us. Before East India came into India, it was in 1498. Vasco da Gama, the Portuguese explorer, discovered an ocean route from Portugal to the east. He was sailing around the Cape of Good Hope. The expedition rounded the southern tip of Africa, and with the help of monsoon winds, he was able to cross the Indian Ocean and arrive in the Calicut. So, with this arrival, many European nations, that is, followed by the Portuguese, Dutch, the British East India Company, and the French, started to trade. This discovery of this new sea route led to the rivalry among the European powers to establish their trade with East. With the interest of high profit, European countries formed the trading companies which were supported by the respective governments. This fierce competition among the various European nations, that is, British, Dutch, Portuguese, and French companies, led to a very bitter rivalry known as trade wars, which happened on the seas. The Portuguese were the first European to arrive in India. The Portuguese set up a trading post along the coast of Calicut, Cochin, Daman, and Diu. With the superior ships and with the use of the force, they drew the Arab traders away from the Indian markets, and they were able to get enormous potential of profit in trade with India. Soon, this was attracted by the Dutch and subsequently by the British and the French. The next to enter into India for the purpose of trade was the Dutch East India Company. They formed the company in India in 1602 with the purpose of lucrative trade. That is, particularly, they wanted to trade with the spices. Therefore, they established the factories in Mosulipatnam, Surat, and Cochin. They exported indigo, cotton, textile, silk, opium, and salt pepper from India. Followed by the East India Company, followed by the Dutch, the East India Company was the next to arrive in India. A group of enterprising businessmen in England formed the East India Company in 1600 AD, and with the permission of the Queen Elizabeth I, and she granted the sole right to trade with the East, that is, with the India. According to the charter, the company got the right to cross the oceans and to look for the new lands for buying goods at a cheap rate and selling them in Europe at a high profit, so that this British East India Company can get high profit. No other trading group in England was allowed to compete with the East India Company. Thus, this East India Company did not have any competition from other trading companies of England. However, my dear students, the Royal Charter could not stop the other European markets entering the Indian market. It means it could not stop the other European powers such as Dutch, Portuguese, without entering into the Indian market. In 1608, Captain William Hawkins was sent to the Mughal emperor to get permission to set up the trading post in India. Then the then Mughal emperor Jahangir issued a firman giving him the permission to set up the factories at Surat and Goa and Bombay. Followed by this Captain William Hawkins, King James I, the ruler of England, the then ruler of England, sent Sir Thomas Roe on diplomatic mission as an ambassador to India to the Mughal Emperor Jahangir to seek further trade privileges to get the concession of the trade. He got permission to set up factories in many parts of India, such as Ahmedabad and Agra. And after they set up their factories in 1639, the British obtained a piece of land from Raja of Chandragiri and founded the city of Madras, which became their base on the east coast. And they built a fort called Fort St. George. And in 1668, my dear students, the company got the island of Bombay from King Charles, who received it from the Portuguese king as a part of his dowry on marrying the Portuguese princess. The king who got this land in Bombay gave it to the East India Company, and Bombay was also fortified. In 1651, the East India Company set up a factory in Bengal along the banks of the river Hooghly. And in 1698, the company acquired three villages, and one of them was Kalikata. And at present, it is Calcutta, and they built Fort Williams around this factory. Their struggle for control over the Bengal led to the conquest in India because the Nawab of Bengal, the then Nawab of Bengal, Sirajuddaula, restricted the fortification of Bengal, fortification in Bengal by the East India Company, and because of that, there rose the conquest in India. And before that, there was a bitter trade war known as the Sea Trade, and followed by the British East India Company. The French was the last European power to enter India, and they found the trading company in 1664 and set up the trading centers at Surat, Mahe, and Chandranagar. In 1674, they founded Pondicherry, which later became their capital. You see, my dear students, in this occasion, we have seen that there are many European powers, that is Portuguese, followed by the Dutch, and followed by the East India Company, and followed by the French, were interested in lucrative trade in India rather than their ruling. But this fierce battle, this lucrative trade among these various nations led to the fierce battle. It means a trade war. The fierce competition to control over trade with India resulted in the trade wars between the British, Dutch, Portuguese, and the French. Now, all the European trading companies were interested in buying the goods at a cheap rate and selling them in the respective nations for a higher profit. And mainly, all European nations were interested in buying things which were in great demand in Europe, such as fine qualities of cotton, silk, pepper, cardamom, and cinnamon. This competition among the European companies pushed the purchase prices of these goods, and the profits were thus considerably reduced. Yes, absolutely, my dear students. Because of this higher demand, when there is high demand, the price rise is always high. And because of the higher prices, the profit in the European nations are considerably reduced. The only way to get higher profit is that they should eliminate their rivals. It means they should eliminate either Portuguese, or Portuguese must either eliminate among the three, and the main intention was that they should eliminate their rivalries. The desire to secure markets led to the fierce battle between these companies, which came to be known as trade wars. Throughout these centuries of 17th and 18th centuries, these European trading companies adopted various methods to control the trade. They regularly sank each other's ships. They fought in the sea. They blocked the routes and prevented rival ships from moving with the supplies of goods. They shoot at. They shoot at. They plucked everything. They made the ship sank and prevented rival ships from moving with the supplies of goods. That is why the traders wanted to build fortification around the trading post and carried arms to protect them. This effort to fortify, as I told you earlier, that in Calcutta, at present Calcutta, the British started to fortify themselves, and this led to the discontent or dissent between the then Nawab of Bengal Siraj Dowla and the officers who were in charge of British East India Company in Bengal. Their effort to fortify settlements and carry on profitable trade resulted in the conflict with the local rulers. The company therefore found it difficult to separate the trade from politics, and over a period of time, then they led to the conquest, and this resulted in the conquest in India.